Is the LG G7 ThinQ a good phone to buy in 2019? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about that. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here, and this is the LG G7 ThinQ. Now this device was launched about a year ago in 2018 at a retail price of $750, and since then the price of this phone has gone down significantly. In fact, I purchased this device very lightly used from eBay for $189, so a very significant price reduction from when this device was new. Now, this phone is the Verizon wireless variant of the LG G7 ThinQ, but it is unlocked. So I'm not sure how it became unlocked. I have a feeling that Verizon couldn't sell a lot of the inventory when this device was new, so they likely liquidated a lot of the phones, and then they unlocked them in the process, and then somehow they ended up in the hands of a variety of different eBay sellers, and that's essentially how I stumbled upon this phone on eBay. But what's cool is that even though this is a Verizon device, it does work with all Gsm carriers in addition to Verizon itself, which is a CDMA carrier, but they use Verizon for their 4G LTE. So I'm using this phone with Cricket Wireless, and it's worked really well. I've gotten some really great speeds, or at least the normal speeds, which sometimes aren't the best with Cricket, but that's a whole separate thing to talk about. Now, I'm using this with Cricket. It's working really well for both calls and sending text messages, and of course data. Later on in the video, I'll do a speed test, but I also have a video on the channel showing you how to set up this phone with Cricket, and that same methodology applies to other GSM carriers. Basically, it involves changing out the APN settings to get this phone to work. Now, sometimes you can just put in your SIM and it'll work right away, but I'm kind of rambling on about that. Essentially, just know that if you buy the unlocked Verizon version of the LG G7 ThinQ, it's going to work on Verizon, it's going to work on AT&T, it's going to work on T-Mobile, Cricket, and Metro by T-Mobile, and other smaller carriers like Mint Mobile, which I'm going to be covering a lot more on this channel in the future. So with all that out of the way, just know that you can get a great deal on this phone from eBay. It's not going to come with the original box, but they are going to include a third-party wall adapter and USB-C cable for charging and data transfer. And the actual condition of this phone is amazing. Now, it has a lot of fingerprints and stuff on it because I've been using it quite a bit, but this device is in amazing condition. It really has no signs of use at all, despite being sold as used. And I have a feeling that these phones never were actually used by real people. Like I mentioned before, LG didn't have a ton of success with this phone, despite it being a good device. So I have a feeling that these were just liquidated. They were never used by real people, but they had to be sold as used. So just know that if you buy from the listing that I'm linking or other similar listings, you're going to be getting an LG G7 ThinQ in mint condition. Now you can also find this phone on Amazon. It's a little bit more expensive, but if you prefer to buy it from Amazon, you can get it from there. Now they do have a Verizon locked version of the phone on Amazon for $249. And then they also have a GSM specific version of the phone that's available for $219. But if you want to get the best deals, you should go over to eBay. And I have no incentive to say that at all because I don't have eBay affiliate links. So just take my word for it. You're going to get the best deals over at eBay. But if you want to buy this on Amazon, you're always welcome to. Now the phone features a 6.1 inch display with 1440p resolution. So extremely nice and awesome resolution with the LG G7 ThinQ. It has a PPI of 564, which is incredible. And the display has a ratio of 19.5 by 9. So we do have a notch up at the top here. It's a pretty small notch though, not very intrusive. And on the bottom we do have a little bit of a chin, but overall we're getting a very nice screen to body ratio with the phone, and it looks very nice overall. So I'm definitely a big fan of it. Now if you want to, you can go in the settings and you can hide the notch, but I do prefer having the notch be exposed just because you get a little bit more screen real estate here, and it's great for putting your notifications and other information up here in the open spaces to the left and right of the notch. Now this device features an 8 megapixel front-facing camera, which is awesome. It has both a wide angle and normal mode, And later on in the video, we're going to talk more about the cameras, and I'm going to show you photo and video samples from this device. But essentially, you're getting really good quality with that front-facing camera. And you're also going to be getting portrait mode with it, which is another great bonus. Now, this phone features 64 gigabytes of internal storage with SD card expansion. The device features wireless charging, which is a great thing and something that I use quite a bit, so I'm a big fan of wireless charging. We have a fingerprint sensor on the back, which is super quick. We also get face unlock if you prefer to go that route. You can also pair up face unlock with the fingerprint sensor for multiple methods of unlocking your phone. The device has a dual camera setup on the back with two 16 megapixel cameras. The top camera is the normal camera, and then on the bottom we have a 16 megapixel wide angle camera, which I also like a lot. We're getting portrait mode with that secondary camera as well, so you're going to be able to take great portrait mode photos. The phone features 4 gigabytes of RAM. It has the Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 processor, and video recording on the device maxes out at 4K at 60 frames per second. Now, the phone recently got a software update to Android 9 Pie, which is the latest version of Android, and with that update, we did gain the 4K 60 FPS feature. I believe before, 4K was limited at 30 frames per second, but thanks to that update, we've gained that additional video recording feature. Now, the phone features a 3000 mAh internal battery, which isn't the best out there, but you're going to get decent battery life overall. But I really am a big fan of the display. It looks great, it's really sharp if the camera will actually focus in on it, and you really don't even find 1440p displays all that often. For example, the new Samsung Galaxy Note 10 features a 1080p display. So it's pretty wild that this phone, which is selling for under $200, has a 1440p display, and the Galaxy Note has a 1080p display. So I'm trying to figure out why that is, but it just seems like Samsung's trying to save a little bit of money. So now that we talked about the front here with that really awesome 6.1-inch display, let's take a look at the rest of the hardware here. So on the left side, we have the volume buttons and we have a Google Assistant button. So if you tap on that button, it pulls up Google Assistant right away. That can be really useful if you have quick questions that you want to ask, or maybe you have some sort of smart home setup where you want to quickly communicate with your phone to activate those different smart home systems, and this button is great for that. We have a metal band running around the side of the phone, which definitely feels premium. On the right side, we have the power button. And on the top, we have the noise canceling microphone, and we have the SIM card and micro SD card slot. On the bottom of the device, we have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, which features an enhanced DAC. We have a microphone, we have the USB-C port for charging and data transfer, and we have the speaker. Now you can see this phone does have a couple blemishes in the bottom here, a little dent there, and another little blemish by the headphone jack, and I'm pretty sure that was there when I got the phone. To be honest, I was so excited about the condition that this phone was in, I didn't even really take the time to study it that much, just because little blemishes like that don't really matter to me. What I'm looking for is if the display is scratched, which this display looks really good. It's super non-scratched. It looks great. And everything on the back looked really fresh as well. But speaking of the back, we have kind of this glossy finish on the back side here, the fingerprint sensor there, LG G7 ThinQ logo there, and the LG logo. Now this phone really is quick, it flies, and it's going to be great for all kinds of games, whether that's PUBG Mobile, or using it for Temple Run, or Candy Crush. It's going to be great for gaming. I'm personally not a huge gamer myself, at least when it comes to mobile gaming, but I know it's really good for that. The device features a very nice and tall, slim display, especially with that 19.5:9 aspect ratio, which is going to make this phone great for watching video content and browsing the web. And of course, when you go on different platforms like Instagram, the photos are going to be crystal clear. Now let's go over and try out the speed test app right now. See the kind of speeds that I can get with this phone on Cricket. So 1, 2, 3, go. And it's getting started right now. And looks like we're getting some pretty good speeds on Cricket. Now, Cricket isn't the fastest mobile network out there, but it is decently fast, and I think a lot of people could live with 8 megabits per second. Looks like the final speed is 7.99 megabits per second. Now we're doing the upload. Looks like that's decently quick as well. So that's pretty awesome. So we'll let this finish up and see the final results here. And it looks like we are getting 8.93 megabits per second as the upload. So pretty good speeds, and this proves that you can in fact use Cricket Wireless on the Verizon unlocked LG G7 ThinQ. So for anyone saying that you can't, you can. And don't call the Cricket store asking them if you can or can't, because they'll probably just want you to come in and buy a phone from them versus using the phone you already have or might buy through eBay or Amazon. And if you want further proof that you can use this phone with Cricket, then you can actually go on Cricket's website and you can go to the Bring Your Own Phone page and you can enter in your device's IMEI number and then check it to see if it does work with Cricket. The other various GSM carriers also have similar pages like this where you can do that check, so definitely make sure to do that. The device is great for web browsing. You can see how smooth and quick scrolling is, so it's insanely fast. It's still pretty much consistent with the flagships of 2019, so I don't really see a reason to get a 2019 flagship when you can get this device for so cheap. Now I did turn on the Wi-Fi here, so let's do another test to see what kind of Wi-Fi speeds you can get with this phone. Now I pay for 150 megabits per second down, so we'll see what we're going to get here. And it looks like we're getting close to that. So I'm connected to the 5 gigahertz network, so we're getting great speeds using that network with the device. And then we're going to do upload, and that's pretty consistent. I don't really understand why I get such a slow upload speed. I mean, I know that's what I'm paying for, and that's what they advertise, but I really wish the upload was as fast as the download.
99. Now, the good news is that pretty much nobody is actually going to be paying the retail price, and that's because Metro has some really sweet
The device is great for watching video content, and in fact, the speakers on the phone were designed so that if you lay the phone flat on a table, it gets even louder.
$59.99.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. It really does get super loud when you lay it down on a table. So this is a great phone for watching video content. Of course, we have that enhanced DAC on the bottom. So if you still have 3.5mm headphones, you can pair those up with this phone to get some insanely good audio quality. You also have the little mini view here, so you can use your phone while also having a YouTube video play in the corner. So very cool. Something that I really wish iOS would add, especially for YouTube. I'm very happy with the photo and video quality from this device. It really does take some super sharp pictures. I'm a big fan of the wide angle mode. Now, if you've never had wide angle on your phone, you might think it's some sort of gimmick, but it's really not. It's kind of one of those things that once you get it, you really can't look back because it is really a great way to take some awesome looking pictures with your phone. Now, not in every situation is wide angle mode going to make sense, but if you're traveling or maybe you are hiking or you're out in the forest or you want to take some really cool looking pictures, then having that wide angle mode is great at really making a nice immersive experience with your photos. But for other situations, you might not want to use wide angle mode. So you have the option there, and when you're going to go take your photo, you can pick which mode you think is the best for you. But I really do like the photo and video quality from the LG G7 ThinQ. It's great that it has portrait mode on both the front and rear cameras, so that's really awesome. I just really like the phone a lot. Let's now take a look at some video samples.
Hi everyone, this is Kevin here, coming at you with a test video. I bought this phone unlocked on eBay for just $200. And we're doing a test video here at 1080p. We get a nice autofocus with the phone. Very good video stabilization as well. Let me know what you think of the video quality. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here, coming at you with a test of the front-facing camera on the LG G7 ThinQ. Let me know what you think of the quality here. Looks pretty clear to me, at least through the viewfinder. It is right in the middle of the day, so the sun is pretty intense right now. Not the most desirable condition for taking photos and video. Just heard something in the bushes down there, don't know what that is. But let me know what you think of the quality. Now this is a test video with the wide angle mode. So you can definitely fit a lot more into the frame here. Wide angle though isn't the best for close-up shots. I definitely save that for the main mode. Using the wide-angle lens though for close-up video and photos is definitely not what it's designed for, so make sure to use the regular mode if you're doing that.
So there is so much to this phone that I really could make a part 2 to this video, and I might do that, so give this video a thumbs up if you'd like me to. But essentially, I'm a big fan of the LG G7 ThinQ in 2019. It is insane how good of a deal you can get this phone for, and how good it is. And it's not perfect. I wish it had a little bit more RAM, I wish it had a larger battery, but besides that, you're getting a device with Android 9 Pie, which is the current version of Android. You're getting 4K video recording at 60 frames per second. You're getting the Qualcomm Snapdragon 845, which is a great processor. You're getting amazing cameras in both the front and back. And you're getting a really nice looking display. You're getting a nice aspect ratio here. And there's just a ton to like about the phone. So let me know what you think about the LG G7 ThinQ in 2019. Really curious to know your thoughts. I definitely recommend it. It is way better than other budget phones that you can find in the price range of $190 to $200. So I would recommend for most people to go with this device versus going with any other budget phone. But this is Kevin here. I hope you enjoyed the video.